Hey dear fashion bosses, welcome to today's class. I want to say a very big thank you to all our subscribers. You are amazing. Thank you so very much for always encouraging us. And if today is your first time on this channel, you are on the right place. Please do well to subscribe before going and tap on the bell so you get notification each time we drop new video. All right, so in today's class, we'll be learning how to make this skirt you're seeing right in front of you is a pencil skirt with front slit. Okay, and then this is the fabric that we are going to be using to make the skirt is leather fabric. So I've folded, and I'm using the stretchy part to fold. Okay, so I'm actually using the biggest size of my body to measure the client's body actually, which is to fold rather. Okay, which is the hip circumference. I divided it by 4. As you can see, I am using the stretchy part of the fabric to fold, okay, because stretchy the fabric, one side is stretchy and the other side is not stretchy. So I roll my starting line, okay, as you can see. So from the starting line, we are going to measure our hip line. So the hip line, like I always say, is between 8 and 9 inches if you're making a skirt. For this project, we are going to be using 9 inches, okay. So I replicate this on this other part so I could get a straight line, okay. All right, so from the starting line, I am going to measure the knee length, okay, from the waist to the knee. So from the waist to the knee is 20 inches, but I'm going to minus 2 inches and then I'm going to be using 18 inches, okay, for proper fitting. And then I'm just going to connect these lines together. From the starting line, I'm going to measure the length of the skirt. As you can see, it goes lower over the nail rather. So I'm going to measure it. I think it's 28 inches. I'm going to do that plus 2 inches seam allowance, making 30 inches. I'm going to, mark that now, as you can see. And then I'm just going to connect it with my ruler to get a straight line. So guys, after doing this, we are going to start imputing our circumferences, which is our waist circumference, our hip circumference, and all of that. So I'm going to divide the waist circumference by 4. Okay, so the waist circumference is 28. So when I divide it by 4, I'm going to get 7 inches. So I'll mark my 7 inches. Go ahead to add 1 inches for that. Okay, and then I'll go ahead to add 1.5 inches for seam allowance. Please note that this skirt isn't going to have lining because it's leather fabric. We can't line leather fabric, okay, it's already thick on its own. So I come down to the waistline and then I'm going to divide the hip line. I'm going to divide it by 4, mark it, and then go ahead to add a 1.5 inches seam allowance. And then I'm just going to connect from the waist down to the hip line like you can see me do. So I come down to the nail line. Whatever I have on the waistline, I am going to minus on the waistline, yes, the hip line rather. Whatever I'm having here, I'm going to minus 1.5 inches, okay, and then I'm going to chalk what is left for proper fitting. It's a pencil skirt. And then whatever I have on the nail line, I'm going to bring it straight down to the M, like you can see me do. Then I'll connect from the hip to the knee line right now, okay. And then from the knee line, I'm going to connect to the hem of the skirt, which is the entire length of the skirt. And so guys, basically we are done with the drafting of the front panel. As you can see, it is extremely very easy. So I'll just curve that part properly so that I don't have pointy edges. So the next thing we are going to do is to impute our dart line, okay. So I divide my bust span by 2. Okay, nipple to nipple divided by 2. Whatever I have is going to be okay. So the client is 7, so divided by 2, I add 3.5. So I added 5 inches to make 4, and then I came down by 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead right now on that line. I'm going to minus 1/2 inch on both sides, like you can see me do. And then I'm just going to connect all of this with a straight line. Okay, connect from one part of the 0.5 into the dart leg. Okay, this way, guys, and then connect from this other 0.5 into the same dart leg. This is how to get your darts, guys. Okay, all right. So the next thing for us to do right now is to cut this off. So have you subscribed yet? You guys don't want to know what's happened when I was, working on this project. The stress I went through, guys, in stitching this leather fabric. Please check on the channel. You will see a video that is caption my experience, and tips on how to work on leather fabric. Peradventure you want to replicate yours using a leather fabric, you will have all of the tips on how to work on with leather fabrics, and then you will not go through the stress I went to. Is right on the channel. My experience and tips on how to, sew with leather fabric. Sew on leather fabric with your domestic machine, something like that, is right on the channel. So I come to the dart leg and then I do a notch there after cutting out. So guys, basically we are done with the drafting of the front panel. Okay, so I fold my back piece into, I fold the fabric into two again so that we can cut our back panel. Okay, the back panel is simpler. So I'm just going to measure 1.5 inches, like you can see me, for the zipper allowance. Don't forget, I told you that this skirt isn't going to have a lining because the fabric is thick on its own. So I did a 1.5 inches for my zipper allowance. I'm going to be using an invisible zip. Okay, it's always good to have a bit of allowance in case of necessity. So I connect all of those dashed marks together, and then I'm just going to go ahead right now to place my front panel, and then we go ahead to cut this off. Basically, this is how to get the back panel of your skirts. Okay, it's extremely very simple. Okay, very simple. How be it, if you find any on any part that is not clear on this video, please ask your question in the comment section below. Okay, I'm always here to answer you. So I'm just going to go ahead right now to cut the back panel off. Okay, okay guys, so like as I was saying, my eyes saw pepper when I was, stitching on this fabric. So all the machines I have basically could actually stitch on any kind of fabrics, be it stretchy, scuba, lycra, sequins, every kind of fabrics. I didn't know that this leather fabric was going to be an exception. My eyes saw pepper. Please do well to check on that video. It will help you to work on any stretchy fabrics. Okay, all right, so we are done doing this. I'm just going to go ahead to notch the zipper, and then split it into two, guys. You know how this works. Okay, all right, so I'm going to notch the darts for the back panel. Please do well to subscribe if you have not. Thank you for subscribing. A whole lot of you guys watch videos, tutorial videos on this channel. You get values and you do not subscribe. This is not fair. Okay, okay, so I come to the back panel. I just bring down my 6 inches, that's leg. Okay, and then I connect with a straight line into that notched area for the darts. Okay, replicate my darts take off. Okay, I made this so that it would be easy for you to understand. Okay, so I have the darts on both sides of the skirt, as you can see. So I'm just going to pick it this way, just like I'm showing you right now. Peradventure you've not stitched a dart before, and then follow that line. That's it basically. You do it on both sides. Okay, and that is it. And then you are done with your dart. You replicate the same on the back panel, right? And then we'll come back and show you the next step. So guys, I'm done taking my darts. I stitch the back darts also, as you can see me show you, and then I stitch the zipper area. I held it down, okay, with a loose stitch because we're going to lose a part of it to fix our zippers. Okay, so I just keep the back panel aside and then come with the front panel because we are going to work on the front panel to get the slits, okay, on the skirt, as you can see. So on both sides of the darts, you will have to determine what part of the skirt you want your slit to be. Is it the left hand side or the right hand side? So I want mine to be on the left hand side, okay, which is this that area. So I just fold my front piece in. I just fold my front piece, like you can see me show you, using the dots line, okay. I folded it using the dots line, okay. You're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow this dots line, okay, after determining what part of the dart you want your slit to be. So I'm using this part, what part of your legs, okay. So I just fold it exactly on that dart line and I'm going to iron it. So the reason why I am ironing it is because I want it to create a straight line for me so that when I'm doing my slit, the slit is amazingly straight. It's not, you know, going this way and that way. It's very important. So I open it up. I'm still going to go ahead to use my ruler and my chalk to rule out the line, okay, for proper clarity, guys. I want my slit to be amazingly straight, okay. All right, so from the waist area, I'm going to measure down to where I want the slit to be. I'm going to do 15 inches from the waist area. So you can see I put out my tape rule on 1.5. I'm sorry I didn't mention that to you earlier. That's for the band, okay. So after determining how high I want my slit to be, I'm going to come down this way and take out 0.25 on both sides of, you know, that straight line, and I'm going to connect that 0.25 into the line just like we did for the darts, okay. We are going to chop off that place, okay, that area. You can see the slit, you know, staring at you. This is how it was achieved. How be it, if you want it to be wider than this, than what I'm doing, I use 0.25. You can use 0.5 or even 1 inches on both sides, 1 inch, sorry, on both sides. It depends on how opened you want the slit to be. The client does not want it to be extremely opened. That is why, excessively open, that is why we use 0.25, okay. All right, so I just go ahead, that's why, as you can see, and chop off that area that you can see. So after chopping off, this is what we have, okay. This is what we have, okay. Okay, this is what we have. So we are going to cut a facing for it, okay. We're not going to use bias, you know, to tidy it up. We're going to cut a facing. So I grab another piece of fabric that we are going to use for the facing, okay. I fold it into two, as you can see, and then I place my, you know, that place that we just slitted, I place it on it just to replicate that slit on the facing, okay. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, so I place it on it like this, and then I place it like this, and then we are going to chop off that 0.25 that we marked, that we chopped off, you know, on the main, you know, piece, okay, just to get that straight, that line, that slit rather, you know, on the facing, okay. So this is how to go about this style, right? Right. So after doing this, I take off my main piece, and then I'm going to measure more than the 15 inches, okay. No, it's not actually 15 inches. The remaining parts of the slit, okay, that was left after we took the 15 inches, I'm going to go above where the slit ended by like with by 4 or 5 inches, and then I'm going to do the same on the side, the waist, using 4 inches. So I went up above where the slit ended with 4 inches. Okay, so I just connect it this way to get a straight line, and I'm just going to go ahead to cut it off. So guys, you can do well to suggest a style you would want us to work on. Okay, you can just drop it on the comment section below, and then we are going to do a vote. The one that's have the most votes is the style that we'll work on. All right, if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Okay, so I placed the facing this way, okay, as you can see, and this is how we are going to stitch. Okay, I place it properly, so you should do same, and then you stitch it just the way it is being placed. Okay, this way, like this, as I can show you. That's how to stitch it. Okay, but before I stitch, I'm going to go ahead, okay, to infuse paper stay on the facing. Okay, so give it more firmness. Okay, although the fabric is already thick, but I just think I should do that because uh so this is the band, guys. It's measuring 4 inches. You know what we took out for the band was 1.5. So when we fold it into two, we're going to have 2 inches. So we'll use 0.5 to stitch, and we'll be left with our 1.5 inches. So this is me after infusing my interfacing on the facing. I've stitched it like I showed you. I went ahead to fold the edges of the facing. Okay, as you can see. So after doing that, I am going to notch. Okay, this will enable the facing to relax properly when we turn it inward. Okay, so you can see me doing some notches around that area. Okay, so it enables the facing to relax properly. Okay, if you do not notch, your facing will not relax well. Okay, so I'm going to do some ironing around this area, you know, that seam, you know, that we sewed, joining the facing to the main piece. I'm going to iron it flat. Right, after ironing it, I'm going to do a top stitch on it. Okay, don't forget we are working with a leather fabric. It's very difficult working with a leather fabric. So after the ironing, I went ahead to top stitch on the facing area. Okay, I top stitch on the facing area. As you can see, it's looking all relaxed. Okay, as you can see, okay, you see it's looking beautiful on the inside, right? Very beautiful and neat on the inside. Okay, I'll still go ahead again and iron, all right, for proper relaxation. So I fold it this way. Okay, we are going to use our hemming glue to glue the facing to the main piece. So you can see how I am placing my hemming glue, guys. You can't iron directly on a leather fabric, or it will just destroy it. Please do well to watch that video. My experience and tips on how to work with leather fabric using your domestic machines, which of course it happens to be the blackheads, your industrial and all of that. Okay, please do well to watch the video. It's on the channel. It's not applicable to only leather fabric, also to stretchy fabrics. All right, so I am using my what do you call it, hemming glue, to glue this facing down to the main fabric for, you know, neat finishing. So this is me when I was done gluing. You can see everything is relaxing well, you know, it's looking all neat and all tidied up. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do right now is to close the skirts. Okay, so it's looking beautiful. I was even giving myself a thumbs up. Okay, so bring the back piece, you know, and place it on the right, on the front piece. All right, right side, facing the right side. Okay, so I am going to pin, but I'm not gonna use pin, so I'm going to use my clips to hold this piece together so that we can shape it. All right, so this is my clips. Okay, we can't use pin. So you shouldn't use pin to pin your leather fabrics, so that it does not leave a lot of holes on your fabric. Okay, please go and watch that video, my experience and tips on how to work on leather fabrics. It is very important. Leather fabrics, stretchy fabrics, and all of that. Okay, so I just go ahead to use my clips to hold down my piece together so that we can shape it and continue with the project. So guys, do well to tell me what you like about this video, about this tutorial video, my teaching, my audibility, my explanation, my the clarity of the video and all. Tell me what you think about this video. Drop it on the comment section. This is to enable me serve you better. Okay, please do well. If you see this video, do not go away without dropping a comment on what you think about this tutorial video, what you think I should improve on. All of this is to enable me serve you better. Okay, all right, so I measure from the waist to the hip line to the knee line and then the M. Okay, so that we can impute our circumferences. So I'll go ahead, and at this point we are dividing by 2 and not by 4 anymore like we did when we were drafting. So I divide by waist circumference by 2 and I mark, and then I shed what is left into 2 and distribute it on both sides of the piece. Okay, so guys, if you're interested in learning how to make pants or trouser, but for clarity, this in this part of the world in Nigeria, a lot of people refer to it as pants trouser. Okay, please do well to send me a message on the number you are seeing on your screen. So we have a training, that is mainly for pants. Okay, straight pants, palazzos, pleated palazzos, wide leg palazzos, circle pants, cargo pants, wrap pants, and so much more. How to fix pockets, how to fix zipper and flyer. Guys, this is a training you should attend. If you don't know how to make pants or pants trousers, please do well to send me a message on my WhatsApp if you're interested in knowing how to make pants. Okay, so like I would say, corsets and beading, luxury beading is not the only style there is to fashion designing. Okay, there are other styles that makes you an all-rounded fashion designer. Okay, please do well to send a message if you are interested in knowing how to make pants. Okay, with that we've made videos. Okay, so after mark and shaping, I am going to sew on the stitch that I just showed you, and this is when I was done sewing, shaping it, and I've sewn. This is what we have right now. Okay, so the next thing is for us to fix our band, fold the M, fix our zippers, and then we are done. Okay, so I open the back panel, the zipper area, on the back panel. All right, and we are going to fix our band. So the width of this band is 4 inches, and the length is, the length of your skirt, this skirt circumference. Okay, I measure the waist round. Okay, so I fold into two like this, and then I will stitch this area that I'm showing you, cutting off the excess, and then I'm going to turn it inside out. Okay, so this at this point we cannot do a sandwich stitching, like we regularly do for our band, because of the thickness and the sensitivity of the fabric. So we're just going to fix the band this way. Okay, so I just fold the band into two, and then we are going to stitch it on the skirt just the way I am showing you right now. Okay, all right, when we get to this ending part, we fold it just where we did at the beginning. Okay, to give it a neat finishing. Okay, so once we're done fixing the band, you're going to fix your zip. I believe you know how to fix a zip. This is actually an invisible zip. If you don't know how to fix a normal zip, an invisible zip, drop a comment on the on the comment section below. So this is the sketch when we are done. This person that on the sketch, the client is actually very, on a smaller side. It will not size the mannequin. Okay, so we can't try it on the mannequin. All right, so if you find value in this video, do well to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys in our next video, guys. Stay well and God bless you. Bye bye till we see in our next video. Bye.